Of course, just
'cause
disclaimer: first off, we're not saying that this is going to happen.
Yes,
This is not. In fact,
yeah.
we're
I'm just saying,
taking
like,
this
this is
off
just-
them
this
completely.
is just like
this has nothing to do with
because I've seen it
Nviiri.
happen. Like, even The Rock, bro.
Yeah.
Like, The Rock was married to his manager.
Really, I
Like,
didn't know that.
they were married. Yeah, I think so. But I think they got a divorce, but she still manages him.
Huh?
I just say this to say, like,
That's
what?
That's okay. That's good. The Rock just hits me as a perpetually single man. I don't know why. He just hits me as like a
Yeah.
bachelor. Like he's never getting married.
Wait up, 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 wait up.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to episode 73 of the 30% podcast, hosted by yours truly, Afam, and my amazing co-host, Sam. Sam, what's up?
What's going on?
Yo, it's good to hear from you. And you know what else? People can hear you speak on this podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on Anchor Podcasts, where all you need to do is search for the 30% podcast. And if you want to find us on social media, you can find us on Instagram, on X, on Threads, on TikTok, and LinkedIn. If you're trying to link and build, you can find us at the 30% pod. And the 30 is the numbers. It's numerical. It's the 30. So it's the 30% pod.
Yep.
Sam, what's up? How you been? How you doing? How you living? Are you okay? Are you fine? Are you happy? Are you sound? What's up?
Whoa. Those are many questions. Oh man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm enjoying the rain because I'm inside, but I'm a lot of people outside, and not to make light of the situation. I think there's a lot of there's flooding in a lot of places. Some of the streets are a mess. Some of the streets are a mess. But I'm enjoying being inside in the rain. I have 2 stray cats.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a cat guy, right? If you'd ask
You're
me,
not what? You're not a cat guy?
No. I'm warming up to them. My Instagram is just full of cats, and that's very shameful for me to say. I don't know why.
Are you more of a dog person then?
Yeah. Like I like dogs. I think dogs are cool. But there's 2 stray cats who made my.
Wow.
Okay. So why is that so? Why? What's the?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. So anyway, there's 2 stray cats that made my home there. So I'm low-key enjoying the company. But cats are so annoying. Like they come in and just like act like they like you, and they're all headbutting you, rubbing them the necks and ears all over your feet. And then the moment they decide that you are not worth their time anymore, they're out. And I hate it. Because what have we been doing bonding for the past 2-3 hours, and now all of a sudden you're gone? It's really annoying. Anyway.
Yeah. Cats can be very cold and calculated,
selfish, and just self-absorbed, and just anyway.
But that's why when you receive that, but that's kind of why when you receive like some sort of affection from a cat, it feels that much more special than.
I'm skeptical.
When
I
you
think
receive
cats
it
are
from
just
a
trying
dog.
to use.
No, because dogs are always happy to see you, man. So you kind of get not tired, but like you just expect it. But when a cat is happy to see you, and
Yeah,
like,
but I want
special.
to expect love though.
Oh.
Did you watch the Cats and, I think it's called Cats and Dogs, the movie? Is it called Cats and Dogs?
I did. I remember that movie.
That's
oh my
a pivotal
God,
part of a lot of people's childhood.
It used to always come on KTN.
Yeah, love that. Anyway, so yeah, it's been raining. It's been raining a lot.
Cats and dogs.
It's it's been raining cats and dogs. That's a brilliant catch, actually. Shout out to you. Of course, just hopefully the city can fix a lot of things. Speaking of city, we might get into that later. But just there's a lot of flooding, a lot of probably poor house planning. JKIA has been leaking for the past how many days.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, even Dubai is
Embarrassing.
experiencing a mess. I don't know what's
I
going
saw
on.
the videos of Dubai.
Yeah. They built a city for sun. They didn't build it with rain in mind. I don't know whether they thought rain was ever good for. But apart from that, I'm doing well. That was a weird tangent. Was working this week. Took a trip down to Snowball. At Nyari. It was pretty cool. Met up with some cool people. Shout out to Ernest. Shout out to just a bunch of people, man. I was working with a guy called Aine. He's very talented. His sound is very, very known, but it's not known from him. I'll just keep it at that. But that was cool. Been working and getting it in, getting some music reps in the music gym. What am I talking about? How was your week?
Sam was at Snowball Industries. How was my week? My week was cool, man. My week started with a bang, bro.
Hey.
I went and saw PinkPantheress.
You
live.
talked about that.
Oh my god! If you know me, and you know I make drum and bass, you know PinkPantheress is a huge inspiration for me. So
what's PinkPantheress's fan base called?
Bro, I don't know what they're called, but bro, listen, Sam. I did not know. Listen, I'm a PinkPantheress fan.
Yeah,
I didn't know she
We're just
had.
going to call them the Panthers.
Listen, the Panthers. I didn't know that she had that much motion. PinkPantheress is a star. Like the energy was insane. So the show was PinkPantheress and BK the Ruler.
Yeah.
BK the Ruler's set was it was cool, I guess. But then PinkPantheress came in.
Sounds like some shade.
And there's some shade there, like for real. Like, okay, look, I used to really love BK the Ruler's music, but then I think of late she's just kind of like departed into like a different sound, which she's an artist. It's okay for her to do what she wants to do.
So
but
you're not
I
growing
just
with
miss
her.
the old BK the Ruler. Yeah. Anyway, so PinkPantheress comes out, bro, and I'm telling you, the energy was insane. Like, I did not know. And then also her demographic is pretty like, obviously there was the goth people and the very alternative people and just but there were also a bunch of old people in the crowd, man. Like me included, like older, like an older generation of people. I'm not that old, but still, like Sam. Like the turnout was insane.
Yeah.
There were so many people. I didn't know so many people love that sound. It's actually so inspiring because like now I'm like, yo, I feel vindicated in making the music that I make because like there's an audience for it. Because usually sometimes you'd be like making this stuff and you're like, does anyone really even care?
Yeah.
But people care, apparently. But yeah, so the show was nice. Yeah, apparently, yeah. So the show was nice. I kind of feel pissed because so I went for the Sunday show, but on Monday's show seemed like it was more exciting because she brought out Kelela and she brought out Ice Spice. So I missed out on seeing Ice Spice. But in general, me personally, I had if you saw me there, Sam singing PinkPantheress songs with my like
yelling
my
at
whole
the
entire
top of your voice. Voice
top
cracking
of my
and
lungs.
everything, crying.
I have to support my fellow Kenyans, man. Come on.
Man.
So anyway, the week started on a high with the PinkPantheress stuff. Really, really beautiful. It was at the Brooklyn Paramount Theater, which is such an amazing venue. I feel like I'm doing ads for them. Anyway, so that's how it started. And then the week was kind of busy. I had to like make a trip up to Syracuse, which is like really far from the city where I am.
Yeah.
So that was a fun day. And then just been working on a ton of music, man. I feel like right now I'm in a factory of just like making beats and making songs and stuff like that. Also going out and shooting content. So that's really what I've been doing for my week.
It's fire, man. That's fire.
Yes, sir, man.
Shout out to Pink Panther.
Yeah. So what?
Shouting out Pink Panther for absolutely no reason at all.
it's PinkPantheress, and she's such a legend. PinkPantheress, if
What
you're
did I say?
listening to this right
Oh,
now,
that's so
I
embarrassing.
just want you.
I meant Pink
I just
Pantheress.
want you to know, if you're listening to this, PinkPantheress, please, if you ever need to go, well,
Yo, Afam,
actually,
what
her
are you
manager
doing?
is Kenyan.
What are you doing?
No, listen, her manager is Kenyan, so like obviously, it's like whenever they want to come to Kenya, they'll come. But listen, if you all need something, anything, I'm willing to help. I will
I'll be the
orchestrate
plug.
your being in Kenya
Oh
somehow.
man, get you begging.
But yeah,
Begging
Sam,
for
what
PinkPantheress.
was interesting in the news this
Man,
week?
it was quite a bit. What are we starting with? What do you want to start with?
We can start with the big news. With some, we can start positive, on a positive note. With Nviiri. Did you see the news with Nviiri?
Storyteller, Nviiri. Former, yeah, of course I saw it. Former Soul Generation. We can actually say that now. He's
Former.
former Soul Gen. Yeah, Nviiri announced his official. He put out a press statement. You know, we love those because we're press. He put out a press statement stating, I don't want to read the whole thing, but I mean, just basically stating that he's
Read parts of it for the people.
Okay, all right. Let me pull it up then. There's a brief intermission because I'm pulling up a post. Yeah, I mean, I won't read the whole thing, but he goes, so dear fans, this is from Instagram. Dear fans, okay, first off, it starts with unveiling new chapter in musical Odyssey. I feel like there needs to be an article in between the unveiling and the new. But that's just me. I don't want to be the grammar police. Dear fans, friends, and fellow music enthusiasts. That is all of us, right? You included, Afam. It is with immense gratitude and excitement that we announce the culmination, that's a good word, of a remarkable chapter in Nviiri the Storyteller's musical journey. After 5 incredible years under the nurturing wing of Soul Generation's Records, which is very appropriate because Soul Generation, their mascot does have a wing. We bid farewell with the hearts full of appreciation for the invaluable support, mentorship, and platform provided by the label and visionary force behind it. Soul to Soul and our time with Soul Generation Records has been nothing short of transformative. I mean, there's a post over his giving flowers to Soul Generation and what they've done, and then just talking about the future. Joining us in this exciting venture are the pillars on Nviiri's new management team, each bringing a wealth of experience, passion, and expertise to the table. Together, alongside an army of dedicated collaborators, supporters, dreamers, we embark on this new musical odyssey. Why does he keep calling it an odyssey? Do you know what odyssey means? With boundless optimism, unyielding passion, and an unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of what it means to be an African artist. This is a very well-written PR.
It is. So, Sam, what do you think? Also, it's interesting that he also announced his new management and everything, or his new team. I think.
So it was a double post. So meet the team. His main manager is Maisha Worth. I don't know how to pronounce that second one. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's the manager. And then Jamie Alderson is his international manager. And India Oliver, assistant/booking manager. What up?
Some might say she makes life worth living.
For him, for sure. Okay, but yeah, so that's his team. So he has a general manager, which is Maisha, and then he has an international manager, Jamie, and an assistant/bookings manager in the person of India Oliver. I like India as a name. It's a cool name. It's a very African sounding name. Yeah, man, that's
there's a famous India who was once on Love Island. Yo, if you guys watch Love Island, shout out to you. Anyway, go ahead.
I haven't actually seen that. Love Island. All of those shows are just morphing into one at this point. Like they're all the same thing.
It's a reality show. It's very fun. I love it.
I know, yeah, it's fun stuff. Yeah, man. He's of course we saw this coming. We announced that he was going to be leaving.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. He's chosen to put it out now. I'm kind of curious. I mean, we'll get into it. I'm kind of curious as to why he's putting it out now because I think he left at the same time as Bensoul, right? That's the consensus.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, but Bensoul hasn't like officially.
Well, those are the ramblings.
the rumblings, yes. Bensol hasn't officially announced it, so I do like it. Like he's like, all right, cool. It's time to move forward. It's time to do what I'm doing. So that's cool, man. Listen, hey, wish him all the success. I mean, he has a team, which is cool, and especially for me, it's really important that he has an international manager because, I mean, Nviiri he's a Kenyan staple at this point, right? So if he needs to whatever he needs, if he needs bookings, shows and stuff, he's probably going to get it. But I think his growth now would be at. If you ask me, I think they should start focusing a lot on him being international, getting like international features,
Yeah.
doing more international shows, and just spreading his wings to continue on the Soul and the Soul Generation analogy. Spreading his wings. Well, chickens don't fly though, so that analogy doesn't work. But yeah, spreading his wings outside of Kenya and just not forgetting Kenya, obviously, but then seeing how he can flourish outside. So yeah, it's really cool. What do you think about this, man? What do you think about Nviiri? I know you're not.
I mean, congratulations to him first and foremost, and even Bensol, even if it isn't really like officially announced.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, this is what artist development is supposed to look like. At some point, you know, you have to move on and you have to stand on your own 2 feet. So this is just like it's really just it follows suit with what you expect when you bring an artist and you develop them, you show them the ropes, you teach them about the industry, you show them about branding, marketing, who to have in your team and everything of that sort.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I think there really is no point in them still being under Soul Gen. So, I mean, all we can say is like, you know, let's see what they can do and hope for the best. I think he's already like doing well for himself because I must imagine
he's not signed under anyone, is he?
Huh?
There are no sorry for interrupting you, but he's not signed under anyone. Like, we don't know whether he's signed to another label or anything.
I don't.
Is he indie?
I don't. I really do not know. I think he would be independent now, right? That would be the assumption. But I'm pretty sure like they'll have things in place like distribution and publishing and so on and so forth. So I'm sure they're not just like going out into the deep end and distributing on DistroKid now. So yeah. So I was gonna say him having his team or announcing them now. Like I would assume that this has already been things that have been put in place, like, you know, for a while now. And I think they're already doing well. Like, you know, I would assume that this team has been assembled, like, you know, way before this announcement. So I'm pretty sure they've already like lined up some opportunities and stuff for him. So shout out to them. I believe Maisha is like, what is she his like spouse, or are they like in a relationship or something?
Spouse. I don't think they're spouse stuff yet. But it seems like the relationship is definitely together a lot.
Oh, okay.
So that's
how do you feel about having a manager
as
who
a significant or very close?
Yeah, because for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
For me, immediately I saw that, and this, like, shout out to both of them. Like, usually I'm usually a bit iffy when it comes to like having a.
Why are you iffy?
significant
Afam, tell
other.
us why you're iffy. Afam's iffy,
And it's
guys.
not just like in
Iffy
terms of
Afam.
like artist manager relationships. It's even just like in business. Like I've seen couples like go into business together and come out of that whole experience horrendously.
1,000
Like,
years
usually
older than
it's
they
hard.
should be. Yeah.
And
Stressed
yeah,
out.
and it's not just like couples, it's also family, like you were saying before the pod. Like, usually going into business with your family or like your close friend, like you're like, oh, we're boys, so we're gonna work together.
Especially the
very well.
music business.
It usually ends up like in tears, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's hard to like have that like separation.
Of course,
like,
just
'cause
disclaimer: we're not. First off, we're not saying that this is going to happen.
Yes,
This is not. In fact,
I'm just
we're
saying,
taking
like,
this
this is
off
just-
them
this
completely.
is just like
this has nothing to do.
because
with
I've seen it
Nviiri.
happen. Like, even The Rock, bro.
Yeah.
Like, The Rock was married to his manager.
Really, I
Like,
didn't know that.
they were married. Yeah, I think so. But I think they I think they got a divorce, but she still manages him.
Huh?
I just say this to say, like,
That's
what?
that's okay. That's good. The Rock just hits me as a perpetually single man. I don't know why. He just hits me as like a like a
Yeah.
bachelor, like he's never getting married. It's interesting. Again,
Also, guys,
we're not trying to say anything
yeah,
about them, but then we've seen like we've seen so many stories. Like if you really look into some of the musical greats, look into Britney Spears was the first one that came to mind. Is Britney Spears a musical great in your eyes, Afam?
she is 100%.
Okay. Now you're being serious, and I was trying to make jokes. All right. We see Britney Spears. We see Michael Jackson and the whole thing with his family. Dang, so many names that and people who even with the recent one they did a documentary about her and she passed away. What's her name? Tina Turner. And her relationship with her manager at the time, who was her husband, and how that went. So I think going into this, like you really just have to.
That one was toxic. Hey, that one was a toxic one.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ike Turner.
Going into this, you really honestly have to, fam. You have to do it the right way, because it does. Music, just the nature of the music business, it can get very, very, very dicey. So I wish them the best. Honestly, I hope it works. I definitely want to see Nviiri fly, so I hope it works for him.
Yeah, obviously this is just like, yeah, like obviously it's just coming from like things that I've personally seen like happen.
Yeah,
Not to say that this combination or this partnership is gonna be supremely successful, which I hope it will be.
for sure.
So shout out to
Definitely
Nviiri and everybody involved. So like now I guess now the next focus is gonna be the girls from Press Play,
Yeah.
like for Soul Gen.
Yeah.
Right?
Seeing
Like
what they
Kina
do, seeing what they do
Juanita
with
and
that. Yeah.
Bakita and everything. For me personally, I think those are the two standout names. So I think we'll be seeing a lot from Bakita and Juanita like in the future. Yeah, and I think it's nice to keep the whole Soul Gen going, and we'll see.
For sure. Let's see what they can do. Again, like we said, let's see what
Yeah.
they can do with other artists. It's cool. It's really cool. I'm also like, I'm happy I got to be part of the story. Nviiri the Storyteller. I'm happy I got to be part of the story, his Soul Generation story, at least for the little while that we were on there helping around with like the production and stuff like that. So it's cool, man. Man, more life. Hoping to see him flourish, hoping to see him fly. And progress in the music. I think that's really what I'm looking for. Like I'm looking forward to seeing some progression in music and him doing bigger things, getting better, more fans, more.
Shout out to
you, Nviiri, man.
Nviiri.
Shout out
And
to you, bro.
Sam, in more artist development
Claps from my
news,
side, baby.
did you see that Polaris Pauline
Yep.
was named Apple Music Up Next Artist?
Hey, we should start a segment. We need to start a segment
Flowers.
of just giving just highlighting some of the wins.
So
the Kenyan
so
wins.
this record. Oh yeah. So I'm just reading here. This recognition or the recognition will see Polaris Pauline's songs featured on Apple Music's Up Next playlist, elevating her music to parts of the world that have not heard of her before. Curated by Apple Music's global editors, the Up Next playlist features a dynamic class of new and emerging acts. The playlist is genre agnostic. I found that term very funny. Anyway, the playlist is genre agnostic and represents a lineup of artists Apple Music editors are passionate about and eager to expose to a larger audience. Wait, what did you say?
No, I'm saying the genre is not it's not
it's not a believer either. So anyway, she gave a statement where she said, "I'm so honored to be highlighted on Apple Music's Up Next program." Polaris Pauline said, "I am still taking it in to be included on a platform that has had so many of my favorite artists is surreal, and I am grateful to be recognized for making a worthwhile contribution to East African music culture." Bro, like usually I see, man, this stuff is usually so exciting, man. Especially like as an artist, when you finally start to get like that, like recognition of
after years and years,
especially like for
grinding.
like the emerging ones, like when you start making music and they're just like, okay, I hope people like this, but then now things start to happen, motion. like things start to like or begin, like motion begins to happen for you, and
Exactly. You start seeing
the
like
fruits of your
fruits of,
labor.
of what you've been your
Yeah,
labor and stuff
and
like
so
that.
shout out
Yep.
to
Plucking them from the trees.
shout
It's
out to
super
her,
dope.
man. Obviously, she mostly does like Afro R&B and that type of sound. So listen,
Honey R&B soaked
honey
vocals is what they
R&B soaked
describe her
vocals. Isn't
music
that a
as.
beautiful description?
It's kind of sticky. Honey, have you honey is not honey is sweet, but it's such a terrible, like it's just sticky. It's annoying, and if you make it hot, it burns hotter than other things.
Well, there we
I don't think
have
that's actually science.
Sam's Honey Review 2024.
That was so.
Stick with us for
Oh
more
Lord,
reviews
have mercy
on
my soul.
edible liquids. I'm so sorry about this, what I just said. Anyway, Sam,
Yeah. Anyway.
moving along
Yes,
swiftly.
please. What else is on the news? What what do we go to? Do you want to go to the latest artist in town in not in town, actually, in the world?
Oh, let's go into the nature thing, man. That's huge, man. Shout out to Blinky Bill, man. Whoa,
That
putting
is,
us
yeah.
on the map, bro. So Sam put me onto the sound right. So maybe you can tell us more about the whole sound.
Yeah. I mean,
sounds
you're
right
making it sound like a whole
movement.
It's really cool. So a couple of days ago, was it days ago? I think, yeah, a couple of days ago, I saw some promo online. It's like an artist name, like for example, it was Ellie Goulding featuring Ellie Goulding's like a huge more EDM artist, but then, well, EDM vocalist. Ellie Goulding featuring the greatest artist of all time. Aurora, another artist
Yeah.
featuring the greatest artist of all time. Then I also saw Blinky Bill featuring the greatest artist of all time. Now, the marketing got me. My ears were peaked. I was like, the greatest artist of all time is Blinky Bill going to record with
Sam
who
was
would you think that is?
ensnared.
Like if you saw Blinky Bill featuring the greatest artist of all time, who does your brain
What?
automatically go to? Let's see where you're.
The greatest artist of all time, Taylor Swift.
I'm low-key
So
disappointed.
Sam
in you.
is closing his eyes in
I'm
frustration.
disappointed that
He is
that you
lacing
went
this
Taylor Swift.
segment with silence.
Anyway,
because he's
it wasn't
disappointed
Taylor
with my
Swift.
answer.
Wasn't her. So anyway, so I was like, all right, that's cool. So then on Friday they released preface. So before I talk about what they released, when a couple of months ago when we were talking about Spotify restructuring some of their like their, what do you call, they had like rules that they're implementing. There was the 1,000 under 1,000 streams don't get no money, and then they were also figuring out how to, because there was a lot of channels uploading like nature sounds and like white noise and stuff. So they were like, part of their the things they were going into was getting rid of all of that and then having it like under, they wanted to curate those sounds themselves, because then people were using that to mess around with numbers and steal money. So yeah, so this is kind of this is the result of that. This is what they're planning. So the latest artist is Nature, like literally Nature. They've registered Nature as its own artist, and what that is it's basically like nature sounds, right? And not just nature sounds on like rain or the ocean or rivers. It's like, what's the term? Like even like it goes deep to like tribal stuff and just like nature. It's like all encompassing. So what they did, and this is pretty cool. This is pretty clever. They brought in artists to collaborate with nature. So it's like Blinky Bill featuring nature. So it's like Blinky Bill has like a specific nature sound that he was probably given to use, and then he makes a track out of it, and then they put it up for streaming, which is pretty cool. Let me pull. So they did a bunch of songs with different artists. Just to mention a few, Blinky, of course, is one of them. Ellie Goulding is one of them. Emo, who did Lean On with Major Lazer a long time ago. That was a smash. It's part of them. David Bowie, Brian Eno. Those are greats in the musical world. Yeah. So it's really cool. Like I think it's interesting to hear. Of course, it's a lot of it is very relaxed, more instrumentally type.
And we have a Kenyan represented there, imagine.
Yeah. That's like, again, I guess this is also part of the Kenyan wins segment. Like it's really cool that we have. And if it was to be a Kenyan, you know who I would have picked? Either Blinky Bill or another artist called Kamaru. Did you have another person in the race for
Yeah, I actually did. Even I feel like Nyokabi karaoke could also thrive in this kind of like
vibe. Yeah, but it's really cool. So it's cool.
Right?
It's a very cool initiative. Of course, it is an initiative. They let me just briefly talk about that. It's not just music. So essentially what this is a fundraising / awareness event for I don't want to call it the wrong thing, but it's like climate, not climate. That's the wrong thing. It's awareness for nature. I don't know how to say it. They're partnered with a bunch of different initiatives who are into the nature conservation line of work, and so proceeds from this, it says 60% of royalties from the ambient tracks on the nature Spotify profile. So they have a Spotify profile, and 50% of the revenues, at least 50% of the revenues from the tracks that are featured, like for example the Blinky Bill feature in nature, 50% of those revenues are going to go into biodiversity conservation and restoration projects. And of course, they're also taking donations for the whole project is under like a Sounds Right. I don't know whether it's a company or a nonprofit or whatever it is, but it's called Sounds Right. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling on and on, but I think it's really cool. I like the approach they've taken.
I feel like it seems like they're going to make like actual change with this. And shout out to them for like taking a vested interest into this earth of ours, which we all live in. So shout out to Sounds Right and the team
man, and making it count for
and,
something. It's cool.
Shout out to nature.
Cool. I know there's going to be people online who are going to be annoyed, like with the whole. For some reason, there's a special.
Who would be How can you be annoyed at this?
Afam, but there's a special place of the special corner of the internet who are mad at at nature conservation and all of that. Like especially on Reddit, like there's just a special place that they just don't want to hear conservation. Yeah, it's everywhere. Like if you say conservation, we're trying to climate change and all that business, they don't want to hear it. So I know there'll be haters.
Okay, I know a lot of conservatives don't believe in climate change, but listen.
That's not this podcast.
I don't know how to help you all.
That's not this podcast.
Speaking of political views and politics in general, Sam, how do you feel? How do you feel about a nightclub being built in Uhuru Park? Like, I mean, listen, do you want your music being played in Uhuru Park or not? Because, like, if you do, then you love this. You love this move.
JKIA is flooding.
What do you think?
The streets of Nairobi are in disarray.
I feel like Kenyans have bigger problems.
The streets of Nairobi, it looks like there's chai everywhere.
Like, the timing
with the muddy water, it looks like there's chai everywhere, all over the city, on the ground. Like,
bro, the timing for this news is so horrible, and it's weird considering like because you would think like Sakaja is like knows the temperature on the streets, because like
this is what I think. I think this is his way of trying to tell us that he knows the temperature. This is his way of trying to tell us that I'm in tune, because his whole brand type thing is, I'm with the young people, I'm hip, I'm cool, that whole thing, good haircut, dimples, the whole he just seems cool. Even the back then when he was driving in, I think it was around Odeon or something like that, and giving out money and talking to the locals. That's his whole brand. So this seems like it's his attempt at appeasing the young people. It's not a very good one. It's not during what's going on. The shilling is doing gymnastics. Not that has anything to do with it, but Nairobi we are still trying to figure ourselves out. And of course, this is not a political podcast, but it's interesting. I mean, it's good to highlight some of these things, because I think it does play into figuring out what like the governors and what their priorities are, and that also plays into how we see what we can sort of project for music, But yeah, I don't know, man. It's the timing is wrong. if he wants to build a what do you call it? He wants to build a
The timing and the idea
the
is
idea.
wrong.
You think the idea is wrong? Why
also
do you think the idea is
Like,
wrong?
why? It's a park. Like, leave it a park. Like, why are we putting a nightclub and restaurants in there? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, listen, this is off the back of us talking about an institution that's trying to conserve nature and all that type of stuff. So why?
So what would you have him do? What do you want him to do? Like he's trying to make Nairobi a fun city.
Nothing. Do something else. Fix the drainage. Fix the
Okay,
drainage.
So
bro.
this is the problem, right? And this could be true. Let me play devil's advocate here, right? So maybe he could be doing a whole bunch of work, but you know how the salaciousness, how people love they love gossip and they love just what do you call it? Controversial type news, which this could fall under, right? So maybe my thing is maybe he's done a whole bunch of work, but that's not being highlighted. All the good is not being highlighted, but then when it's something that could send the people into a daze, into a fury, up in arms, that's what the newspapers and whatever choose to highlight, and the blogs and everything. So I don't know. We don't know whether he's doing what he needs to be doing. He needs to fix the streets though. Shout out to you, bro. Fix the streets. Thanks. Kindly.
Anyway, I don't.
This
I
is
don't
bad.
even
I don't know.
what
I feel
to-
weird about this
to add
segment.
to that.
I don't know. I don't want it to come
Yeah.
off like we're hating on him, on what he's doing, but the timing for this is just weird. It's just not it. It's not the move. Some people
Yeah.
love it though.
Anyway,
There's definitely people who love that news. They're going to be there every Friday, every single one.
100%.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on from Mr. Johnson Sakaja. Yo, Sam, this is an interesting topic. How do you feel about like the developments that well, Drake released a kind of back-to-back follow-up of the Drop and Give Me 50 to Kendrick with an AI diss that used Tupac and Snoop Dogg's voice. And this was obviously AI generated.
Poor Kendrick.
How do you feel about this whole debacle? One, because UMG have been... First of all, let me tell you this. This has been a horrible week for Universal. Why? Because they are always going on and on about AI and using it responsibly and yada, yada, yada. Here comes their big artist doing a diss track in AI with 2 songs. Second thing that UMG have suffered. Taylor Swift, after UMG so voraciously said, give me back my chain, bro.
Yeah.
We're taking out our music from TikTok.
Yeah.
Taylor says, actually, I'm releasing an album and my music will be back on TikTok. Don't worry, guys. So that already undermines everything UMG were trying to do. So UMG are just taking L's here because their big artists are just like rebelling.
Yeah.
Their big artists are rebelling against them. But anyway, how do you feel about the whole AI thing? Like
It's really
the whole AI diss, like
it's interesting. I didn't see this move coming. Fam, Kendrick is getting dissed
Me
by
neither.
a
It
dead
was a
guy
surprise.
and an old guy who's not rapping anymore. Like that was Drake is a troll. Drake is a brilliant troll. I do feel like this is a play to maybe perhaps make AI more acceptable. It seems like that. I don't because for Drake to drop that, I don't think he just went and recorded and did it and then dropped it.
no,
I feel like
for
it had
me,
to pass
I
through.
think it's because it's in response to, remember, like there was like this AI track that people were saying was by Kendrick's team.
Yeah.
There was like a small diss track that came out.
Yeah.
And then some guy claimed it. He was like, oh, I'm actually the one who made this and this is how I made it, yada, yada, yada. So I feel like that's what kind of sparked this response being the way it is.
from Drake. So you think it's just purely out of him just responding to that? You don't think that there's a bigger play in it?
No. There could be a bigger play, but I feel like the spark was like this
Yeah.
whole, that AI debacle. Debacle.
It's cool. It's interesting. If Drake has done it, we're going to see a lot more. That's the thing. So our fears are going to be realized now. and now they actually have to they're going to have to kick in those
But
AI laws like immediately.
But which artist is gonna be able, like Drake and his team and Kina Lucian can, like, okay, let's figure out how to clear him using Tupac's voice in a
How do
diss
you
track,
do that?
right? But smaller artists are not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like how, like you can't
It's not sustainable
just do
yet.
that and
It's not
be okay.
sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
sustainable.
So I feel like there still are ways, at least for people doing it like legally. You know, people will obviously just do all that stuff and post it on TikTok, etc. That's fine.
But official stuff, yeah.
Yeah, doing it at okay, this is my release.
Yeah, he didn't even make it official. Like he hasn't released, like he won't release it on streaming and all that stuff.
But he will. He will.
think so?
He dropped the drop and give me 50.
But that's different from Tupac and Snoop, you know.
Okay, let's see. I know there's a headache there. There's a legal head. There's somebody in the UMG
Yeah.
sweatshop who is stressing the hell out right now, trying to figure out how to clear
Exactly.
Tupac and Snoop Dogg. Well, Snoop Dogg is easy because you just ask him and his team, and
Yeah.
you figure that out. But like, bro, I'm pretty sure there's a lot going on there. Well,
Yo,
we'll see.
this
We'll
beef
see how
has
it
just
goes.
been conflated. Like we thought it was just beefing, the big three beefing. Now Rick Ross jumped in, freaking Snoop Dogg and Tupac have their say. Kanye West just decided he's going to enter inside because he has main character energy.
No, because Kanye West has never recovered from the time J. Cole dissed him on False Prophet.
Yeah. So he saw, this is my opportunity.
Like Kanye has held on to that forever.
Yeah, man. This whole thing
6 years later,
it's just,
he's like, this is my time
Yeah,
to get back at
exactly.
J. Cole.
Anyway, it's interesting.
Imagine having beef with J. Cole, man. J. Cole is the nicest guy. Why do you have beef with J. Cole?
These guys know him personally. Maybe they know some stuff we don't know. You know, we're shielded from celebrities' real personas.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it's an interesting development in the music
We'll see how it
industry,
goes.
this whole AI stuff. Yeah, we'll
Wait
see.
till
We'll
they get
see
into
how
AI
it progresses.
video. Goodness. And people taking each other's
No,
likeness
AI
and
videos
calling
is
it
really fast. It's fast approaching us, Sam. Because like I even saw a video of So I don't know if you know the famous video of Lil Yachty like coming
oh
out.
yes, I've been seeing.
It was
Yeah,
a show. I
I've
don't know
been
if it was
seeing that.
Coachella.
I've been seeing that.
Right?
I saw Ruto
But
on
you've
one.
been seeing people like exactly. I saw Ruto on one as well. So it's coming. It's coming, bro.
Oh man, the world is getting weird. Anyway, let's go. Let's move to music.
Let's move
What
to
were we
music
listening to
is
this week?
very
Who
apt.
dropped?
Okay, I can start. So who was I listening to? So, King Fizzle and Scam Cardinali, they dropped their song Hoes and Girls. Shout out to them. I didn't know King Fizzle also like does vocals and stuff. So I mostly know him for beats. He's worked heavily with like Cookie and stuff. So shout out to him and shout out to them. I listened to Let It Flow by Maya Molo and Mr. Carpenter. Hey, Cap's production is becoming so diverse, man.
Let's get
And
into
I
different
think
things. Yep.
we're witnessing a star being born, man. Like I think Cap is really doing his thing. So I think the production, for me personally, I enjoyed the production on there. I can only speak for myself. Okay, so I also listened to Genesis by Okello Max, and I really, really enjoyed that. That was an amazing listen.
Yeah.
Kudade by Fancy Fingers and a host of other people. So shout out to them. There was Pesa by Gaddafi, Tipsy G, and Paroti. Oh, also Kapi was involved. Y'all need to listen to that. What else did I listen? Oh, Show Me by New Funk. New Funk is still like dropping heat. For y'all who are into like the more alternative, conscious like music, you'll have something to listen to because he drops like at least like once every other week at this point. So it's very, very consistent. And I guess the last I listened to Chandarana by Flyer. Which I really, really liked.
Cool. Some newish
I know
sound
Flyer.
for him.
Flyer is Sam's guy. Flyer is Sam's
I really
boy,
enjoy. I
but,
enjoy
like,
his art. And his it's
Yeah.
very raw and it's very
it's really cool.
what's the word? It makes you think. I don't know if there's a concise
makes
word
you
for
think.
that. Yeah.
And lastly,
Dope.
Sam, I listened to Quiz, who very ambitiously decided to sample
the
the
Kenyan
national
national.
anthem.
Yo, let's talk about Chris. Let's talk about Chris. I like him.
Let's talk about Quiz.
I like his. Okay, I like him when he's rapping, but I like him when he's rapping Swahili. Right. I think he brings in a different flavor into the rap world. It's interesting, and he takes risks. For me personally, I feel like he takes a lot more risks than people do. Like sampling the Kenyan national anthem is like a big bold thing to do. I don't think it will be the first time it's done. I'm pretty sure it's been done before, but yeah, man, put in some trap drums, put in the spins 808 under and the Lex Luger snare. Under
I think Quiz is fire. I like his art, like his visuals. Cover arts and like his visuals, his pictures, very, very clean. So you can tell he's somebody who has a high artistic threshold. The song was cool. Yeah, like Sam was saying, when he usually gets into his Sheng Swahili, when he's doing that shit, like it's usually very, very, very hard. So shout out to Quiz. That's like a bold move. It's pretty. So it's a statement.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. That's the last thing I listened to. What did you listen to, bro?
Dang, a lot of people dropped. I skimmed a couple of musics. A couple of musics.
A couple of musics.
Really
a couple of musics.
Yep, couple of musics. Kobe Worldwide is a producer. He's a cool guy. He was busy this week. He produced 2 songs. My Boo by Hilda Watiri. That was a good listen. And Watenda Willie and Jerai linked up. They linked up for a song called Baki Peke and Jerai's hook got me, man. It's so simple, so sultry, so
fire.
Just I really enjoyed that. Yeah, man, and I enjoyed the production too. It was really cool. So shout out to them, shout out to Kobe. That's dope. New Funk dropped Show Me. Don't know if you talked about that.
I did.
New Funk is still on his. You did?
Yes.
Okay. Dang, I mean, you mentioned it, but I really liked Genesis by Okelo Max. The production was cool. It's more what do you call it? Not tribal. It's less pop music. It's more fam. I don't know. But just listen to it. Genesis by Okelo Max is really cool. Yeah. Maya, not Maya Molo. Mayonde dropped an EP called Start Again. Just wanted to get it right. A 5-song project called Start Again, which is really cool. I haven't really listened to a lot of Mayonde music. Maybe that's a fault on my part. But this was an interesting listen. Just for me, this is like me getting to know her as an artist. And it was interesting. A couple of songs on there I really enjoyed. I particularly enjoyed Start Again, the intro track that was produced by Dillie. Yeah, who Dillie worked a lot with the lady we just talked about, who, let me get her name right, who Polaris. He's worked a lot with her, so yeah, this is just a cool thing to see. Anyway, I would like to play Start Again by Mayonde. I think it's an interesting song. It's very lo-fi.
I would agree.
It has a few R&B R&B notes to it. Very chill. Yeah, man. So this is Start Again. Go ahead.
Well, and I was just gonna say, shout out to Mayonde on her reintroduction, man.
Yeah.
Into the game. We talked about her last week. When she had said she went to study the music business and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to tell her, yo, we're glad that you're back. So like Sam was saying,
back at it.
Sam was saying,
oh.
This is where you intro the track again. Sorry.
Oh man, here is Start Again by Mayonde.
I need a spot, get me out the dark. Would you light the way? What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again. spark. Get me out the dark. Would you light the way? What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again. I need a spark. Get me out the dark. Would you light the way? What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again. I wanna start again. To smile again. Let the story begin. Come back to me again. Get me out the dark. Heal this broken heart. Hear me when I pray. What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again. I need a spark. Get me out the dark. Would you light the way? What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again. I need a spark. Get me out the dark. Would you light the way? What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Start again. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Start
Yeah, that was Start Again by Mayonde. Really cool song.
Anza tena.
Anzisha Tena. Bro, we need to do a whole. You know what we need to do? Next episode. Let's do the whole intro in Swahili. Let's try.
1,000 likes. 1,000 likes, and we'll do that.
Are we doing that? We're doing the 1,000 likes, 1,000 comments, 5,000 comments, and we do the whole episode.
In Swahili.
Content farming
Yeah.
is what it is. But yeah, I'm actually going to try. I'm going to try and do episode 74, at least the intro in Swahili. You better get ready. But yeah, man, that was episode 73 in the bag.
In the bag.
Yeah.
Bag. It's a snag. Everybody knows I don't like to brag, but what I do like to do is talk about the 3 C's. I feel like I didn't talk about that last week. But like I've been trying to end the podcast with
that's
this
podcast
3
gold right
C's
there.
that I feel like are integral to doing well in the music industry. If you're listening to this for the first time, the first one is confidence. You have to be confident in your art. If you're
That's a fact.
right now, you're into music, you're an artist, you're a creative, be confident. Because listen, if you're not confident about your music, nobody will be confident about your music for you. So be confident. The second thing you need to do and always remember is to be consistent. Consistency is key, especially in the music industry. You always have to be in front of people's eyes and in their ears constantly. You have to find a way to be consistent. Otherwise, you will be forgotten very, very quickly because so many people are doing music these days. It's such a saturated market. And without consistency, you will not go far. And the last thing I love to remind you guys is work on your craft every single day. Do something, even if it's really small. Just make sure you are always thinking about music in some capacity. Even if your day is completely packed, just spare 5 minutes to read up on something or figure out how to do something new, or study like a song and be like, oh, okay, so this is how they arranged it. So the 3 C's, man. And Sam,
The
listen,
three
like you were saying,
C's.
it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure recording this podcast with you. Man, we're in the 70s, soon to be in the 80s, man. This podcast is quickly progressing to number 100. So yeah, I can't wait.
Yep.
I cannot wait, bro.
You have to wait though, because that's how time works.
Sam is a realist. Anyway, guys.
It's true. I'm a realist. I am a realist, and I am really happy that you guys are listening to this podcast. We will catch you in episode 74.
We out.